And I don't say this lightly, but that was a career-killing performance for Michael Chandler. Yes, of course, he'll fight again. Yes, he'll still make money. Yes, people will want to tune in, but that's it. There ain't no more title talks.
I'm going to stop counting you out. Thank you. I appreciate you. Good night, man.
I want to be a world champion. I've always said that I am going to be a world champion. And beating a former champion like Charles Oliveira, who had 2 title defences, he gets called the best submission artist the UFC's ever seen. So I'd love to go up against that because I think I've got better submissions than Charles Oliveira.
Quick comment on Colby Covington.
Colby Covington, lad, the little mushroom. Colby the snitch Covington. You can this.
After the first round, it was done. It was over. Michael Chandler was absolutely exhausted, and Paddy the Baddy just got better and better, grew in confidence, started landing at will, throwing long combinations, bust him open with a flying knee, lands a flying knee and then goes on the attack, gets the takedown, picks him up, slams him down, takes his back. It was a mauling.
UFC 314 delivered some unforgettable battles, but the highlight had to be Paddy the Baddy Pimblett scoring a stunning knockout over Michael Chandler in the co-main event.
Declaring the winner by TKO, Paddy the Baddy.
After the fight, Paddy Pimblett made his intentions crystal clear, taking a jab at his critics. He sees this victory as a slap in the face to everyone who doubted he'd ever crack the rankings or break into the top 10.
Who would you like to fight next?
Anyone in the top 4, top 5. I want that world title. All laugh all you want and say I'll never be champ. Just like you said, I'll never get ranked. I'll never be on the top 10. Well, what now, you gang of mushrooms?
Paddy Pimblett set his sights on the division's elite, calling out top contenders Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira, and Arman Tsarukyan. With his confidence at an all-time high, he made it clear he's ready to take on any of them.
I want Dustin, Justin, Charles, or the little posh boy Arman. Any of them 4, but...
The former UFC champion was thoroughly impressed by Paddy Pimblett's standout performance against Michael Chandler. He was stunned by the Englishman's dominance and gave him full credit for passing the toughest test of his career with flying colors.
Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. He was unreal. It was incredible. I was actually left in shock. That performance was insane, right? It was the toughest test of his career. He had to prove to the world that he could back up all the talk that he's had, all the bravado, all the arrogance, you might call it, all of the confidence that he's talked about since day one. When it came time to put up or shut up, he passed the test with flying colors.
Michael Bisping further said that it was a career killer from Paddy Pimblett. He thinks Paddy has most probably put an end to Chandler's career and dream of becoming a lightweight champion.
When I say that was an impressive performance by Paddy Pimblett, I'm telling you, that's an understatement. He just went out there and absolutely destroyed Michael Chandler. And I don't say this lightly, but that was a career-killing performance for Michael Chandler. Yes, of course, he'll fight again. Yes, he'll still make money. Yes, people will want to tune in, but that's it. There ain't no more title talks. There's no more see you at the top. There's none of that. Paddy Pimblett just put an end to all of that.
Michael Bisping went a step further, calling Paddy Pimblett's performance a potential career ender. He believes Paddy may have officially shut the door on Michael Chandler's hopes of ever becoming a UFC lightweight champion.
If he was 30 years old, he could have another go. He could dust himself off, have another crack at the whip. But no, Father Time is undefeated. He's 38 years old, and there ain't no way that he's getting back into title contention ever again.
Bisping doesn't believe Chandler will have many more opportunities to fight for the title, suggesting that his age is now a major factor working against him.
You look like the guy that he's always spoke about, the person that he says that he is, the person that calls out everyone, that dismisses all the opposition at the top. And for someone that doesn't call people out, he called out everyone. Charles Oliveira, Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, Ilia Topuria.
Anyone else got any questions?
He did not give a single and rightly so. The man is coming to be a champion. Will he do that? We don't know. But I tell you what, after tonight's performance, everybody's going to start taking him a lot more seriously. I'm telling you, he looked like a killer tonight.
Michael Bisping went on to praise Paddy's confidence in calling out the top contenders of the lightweight division. The UFC Hall of Famer believes that from this point on, the entire lightweight roster will start taking Paddy seriously. seeing him as a genuine threat in the title picture.
On a fight, you also said you wouldn't mind fighting Charles Oliveira in Abu Dhabi. So is that the plan? One more fight, title shot for you?
I hope so. You know what I mean? I do. I want to be a world champion. I've always said that I am going to be a world champion. And beating a former champion like Charles Oliveira, who had 2 title defences, he gets called the best submission artist the UFC's ever seen. So I'd love to go up against that because I think I've got better submissions than Charles Oliveira.
Last one for me. 1 year from now, do you think you have the UFC title?
I fucking hope so. 2026, lad. I want that belt wrapped around my waist.
Paddy the Baddy has already laid out his roadmap to a title shot against Islam Makhachev. He believes he's just one fight away from earning that opportunity and has his sights set on former lightweight champion Charles Oliveira as his next opponent. Paddy called it a dream matchup and made it clear his goal is to become UFC champion by 2026.
Thank you very much, Alex. Congrats. I'm going to stop counting you out. Honestly, thank you. Appreciate it. Good night, man.
Former middleweight champion Israel Adesanya congratulated Paddy on his epic win over Chandler. He was impressed by the performance and admitted that from now on, he won't be counting Paddy out. Dustin Poirier also took note of Paddy Pimblett's dominant performance at UFC 314, especially against a fighter like Michael Chandler. Dana White also reacted to Paddy's epic victory, offering high praise for the Englishman. He pointed out that while people continue to doubt Paddy, the young fighter keeps improving with each appearance in the octagon. Dana emphasized that Paddy proved he's the real deal, stating that defeating Michael Chandler in such a dominant fashion should leave no room for doubt about his legitimacy. At the UFC 314 post-fight press conference, Dana told reporters, "People keep counting him out, but he keeps looking better and better every time he shows up. Yeah, Paddy showed tonight he's the real deal, beating Michael Chandler the way he did. How can you doubt the kid anymore?" Despite Chandler's tough run, having lost 5 of his last 6 fights, Dana White still stands by him. He acknowledged that Chandler is always a threat in the cage, saying it was just an off day for him. Dana praised Paddy for proving everyone wrong at UFC 314, but he also continues to back Chandler, a fighter who consistently pressures his opponents.
Michael Chandler is now 1-5 in his last 6, but he's always been exciting and a fan favorite. What do you make of his performance tonight and work?
And he's always in the fight. I mean, he's always in the fight. Tonight was a big night for Paddy Pimblett. People, like we were just talking about, people have been doubting Paddy Pimblett every single fight he fights, and he's undefeated in the UFC. But Chandler's like our Arturo Gatti, man. Every time that guy goes in, you know you're in for a good fight. You know it's going to be a war, and you don't know whether he's going to win or lose.
Paddy Pimblett reflected on his fight with Michael Chandler, recognizing the skills and toughness of his opponent. He mentioned that Chandler landed 4 shots to the back of the head during the first round. According to Paddy, many had doubted his cardio heading into UFC 314, but he made sure to prove them wrong with his performance in the fight.
He pretty much got you with one of the best nut shots I've ever seen. You know, we spoke about, he said he was a dirty bastard in the cage. You reckon he did that on purpose, or was that?
I don't know what I mean. As I say, I like Mike. He's a nice fella. He's very respectful and nice outside the cage, but when he gets in it, he hit me with about 4 punches in the back of the head in the first round. You know what I mean? Nothing even got said to him. But you never know. He might have kicked me on purpose because he needed a little break. Everyone was questioning my cardio going into this fight, saying that I wouldn't be able to keep up a pace with Mike. And it was him that was gassing, not me. I felt fresh.
Paddy Pimblett went on to discuss how he handled some tough attacks from Michael Chandler. The Englishman explained that after the groin strike, he didn't want to give Chandler any time to recover. He immediately got back into the fight with the intention of finishing it as quickly as possible.
So because of that, when he kicked me in the balls, it was a flush kick as well. It was me dick and my balls was still hurting when I said let's go. But as I say, I knew he was tired. I could see he was tired, so I was like, I'm not giving him this breather so he can get all his breath back and swing a big punch at me. I just got right back into the action.
After the fight, Paddy Pimblett expressed his respect for Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, and especially Charles Oliveira, calling Charles the most accomplished among them and recognizing his reputation as one of the UFC's greatest submission specialists. However, Paddy didn't back down from challenging that title, saying he's here to test it and wants to face Charles head-to-head. As for Arman Tsarukyan, Paddy didn't hold back, dismissing him with harsh words and making it clear he doesn't see him as worth his time. Paddy said, "I respect Dustin, Justin, and Charles. Charles is the biggest legend out of them all, and he's called the best submission artist the UFC has ever seen. Well, I dispute that. I'm here for it. So me versus Charles. Expletive Arman. He's a little helmet. Expletive, that's sausage." This isn't the first time Paddy has thrown shade at Arman Tsarukyan. He frequently roasts him and even refers to him as a posh boy, continuing to mock him relentlessly. It seems Arman might be one of the least liked fighters by Paddy.
The only person in the top 10 I can think of who's under 35 is Arman Tsarukyan. He's just a little posh boy who's had everything handed to him on a silver platter by his dad.
Do you think he actually got injured or no? Or what do you think happened?
No, he's a little bitch ass. That's what you are, Arman. Little boy.
Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button, subscribe for more news, and hit the bell so you never miss an update